Okay guys, hello and welcome back to another painting hour. Um, let's see, forward. Oh, come on. There. Okay. Oh. Okay, so last week we painted Cthulhu. This is the end result. Alright. This week we are going to be painting. Where was it? Here it is. This young silver dragon in its base. So this part here, it connects under his belly, so it looks like he's flying, like that. I'm not sure if we'll get it all done in 1 hour. We should, because it's a silver dragon, just one or two colors. But it's this part that I have to figure out. I'm thinking what I'll do with this is kind of a grayish, stonish color. So it looks like he's flying in his cave. Anyways, got my just gonna call it a paint thing. It's basically what it is. Paint thing, brushes, still within arm's reach, as I always said. Keep your things close. And I got all my paints here. Gonna be silver. Chainmail silver would be good. Cloudy gray, no. Where's my master manual? Here it is. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Dragon, blue dragon, green. Red. I think so. Bronze. Okay, yeah, so it's a silver dragon. As you can see by the D&D art, that's what a silver dragon looks like. I always double check because sometimes people print things as a silver dragon, but it turns out to be like a copper dragon or something. Friendliest and most social. Shimmers as if sculpted from pure metal, its face is given a noble cast by its eyes and sweeping beard like chin spikes. Okay. Spiny fro rises high over its head, tracing down its neck to the tip of its tail. So you can just barely see it go between its legs. That's gonna be the hard part. The color gradually brightens until its individual scales are barely visible. Okay. It grows older, its pupils fade until its eyes resemble orbs of mercury. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, slip the monster manual back into my bag. Ouch. So, scales barely visible at older ages, and eyes throw. Or pure mercury is what it said. So Fury's kind of a silverish, a liquid silverish color, if I remember correctly. So, but I don't want it to look exactly the same. Maybe a cloudy gray? Yeah, I think cloudy gray will do good. Remember, always shake up your paints and have snacks and drinks nearby for when you're thirsty. I am personally rocking Pyre Energy. God mode to be specific. Link down below. Click that link, use code CRJ Gaming. Here, I'll actually write it down because it is spelled a single way, like capitalized and such. Pen, pencil. Alright, it's got some lid. So, use this code here. There we go. Not sure if you can see it, but it's capital CRJG Gaming. Anyways, ouch. Ow. Let's get into today's painting session. Now, for today's story, I am going to be explaining possibly the worst experience I've had in D&D. It actually just happened last Tuesday. I joined a D&D session with high hopes because the DM had been absent the past couple weeks. So I joined, super excited to play, and I don't even get to play for most of it because the other people are making it about them. Like, I would try to do something and they'd interrupt me, say I can't do it. I mean, come on, it's D&D, you're allowed to do whatever you want as long as the DM allows it. DM decided not even to step in. Clearly didn't know what he was doing, because he didn't even know anything about saving throws or what checks you would need. So, like, for example, one of my spells requires the target to make a wisdom saving throw. He looked at me and goes, "What's that?" Just like, okay, roll a d20, try to get over this number. The guy fudges his roll. I mean, come on. You're DM and you're fudging your roll. Really? That's just not cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still a fairly new DM myself. But I at least know the basic rules of the game. I actually played the game before I started DMing. And as a DM, you should know about your players' characters, what they're able to do, what they're not able to do, so forth and so on. You shouldn't allow people to take control of the game and ruin the fun for other people. you should try and make the game fun for everybody. And at least have some sort of plan. Like, I know that in my sessions, things don't go according to plan. They never do. Which is why I always ask my players, okay, what would you like to do? Would you like to go here? Or stay in the town and do such and such? I give my players that choice. This DM kind of railroaded, but he also kind of didn't. And what I mean by that is he would try and get us to go to a specific area, which I understand, you want to keep the plot going. But then when we said, okay, I want to inspect this and see what it is, you go, okay, it's this. Okay. And then he starts railroading us again. It's just like, alright. Not even gonna have me roll a check. Okay, I'm fine with that. But then it started getting tedious every time. I even had to start telling him I'm gonna roll a history check on this old structure to see when it was made. You don't have to do that. Okay, it's just a stone pillar. It's just like, dude, do you know anything about checks? And anyways, after we were done being led all across the continent, we came across a portal, and it took a spell that he'd thought of to turn back time to get it activated. I'm just like, okay, this is getting cool. Then, at the start of the session, he had said, okay, you hear a demonic voice saying such and such. It's like, alright, that's understandable because my character's a tiefling, has the ability to transform into a full devil. Okay. I can understand it, hearing it once, maybe twice, but he had it so I was able to have full-on conversations with it during the entire session. It's like, okay, I had showed you my character sheet. Did you even bother to look at it before allowing it? Is what I was thinking. Because didn't want to call him out in public and possibly humiliate him, which is why I'm not naming him. But I mean, come on, dude. You have to at least have some sort of a plan for your sessions. My previous DM, previous real life DM, not previous DM, because that would be the guy who allowed me to become the big bad evil guy after nuking my party. My first DM, I should say, he would help us with our character sheets so he knew what was going on, which I highly respect him for. And then he wouldn't try and railroad us towards a specific thing. He would ask which direction we would like to go. Given our answers, there'd be a situation for each specific answer. Like, yeah, I want to go right. Okay, there's a merchant here, and he has a quest for you. I want to go straight. Okay, horde of goblins. But they aren't hostile. It's a goblin community. Alright, sweet. I want to go to the left. You face 8 million mimics. That didn't happen. It was just an example. But what I'm trying to say is you gotta give your players opportunities. You can't just try and make the game everything about yourself. Yes, you are the DM, which means you are allowed to say no, and you're allowed to mold the story, basically. But you do have to let your players play. It's a lot like, in Skyrim, how if you join a certain side, like the Stormcloaks or the Imperials, that doesn't really change your character as much as it influences the world around you. So, like, if you join the Imperials, this shouldn't be a spoiler warning because the game's been out for years. Anyways, but if you join the Imperials, then the Imperials would win the Imperial versus Stormcloak war. And Ulfric Stormcloak would be executed. And then someone would be replacing him as Jarl. While if you join the Stormcloaks would win. Ulfric would still be alive, and the wife of the deceased High King would become High Queen. If I remember correctly, anyways, it's been a while. But back to D&D, if you railroad your characters towards a certain goal, it makes them feel as if their choices don't even matter, which is not okay at all. You want your players to feel like what they do matters, which is a point I'm coming to a lot, but I have to, because otherwise people continue making the same mistakes as a DM and just railroading, not letting them choose. Don't get me wrong, in my first campaign I did this too, but I learned and I got better at being a DM. And then I allowed them to choose and make choices for their characters. I allowed them to play their characters as they were meant to be played. I didn't, however, allow people to make the campaign all about themselves or try and tell people their characters can't do such and such. I mean, that's just not okay. They made the character, not you. You don't get to say how their character works. The only thing you can do is say, you know what, can you not do that for maybe a few sessions? That way I can do what my character likes to do. That's the reasonable response. But if someone starts trying to say that your character can't do that, just tell them that it's your character and you're playing it as it was meant to be played. Don't take this with the impression that oh, well, if I make my character lawful good and I start doing evil deeds like bribing and stuff like that, then they can't tell me what to do because I'm playing my character. You're wrong. You're playing the complete opposite of your character. Your character was a lawful good, and you're bribing someone. That's not lawful good. Or you're trying to push the blame onto someone else. That's also not lawful good. That's more like either lawful evil or chaotic evil. That's not lawful good. I mean, come on. In what mindset do you think that's lawful good? Trying to set this so the paint dries. I don't know how. Because what I need to do is let this dry, then start the underbelly scales and the wings. Oh, this spine frill is going to be annoying though. Maybe if I do this? Okay, that works. Ah! Okay. Like I said, you always need to have something nearby. Ah! Hang on. Got it. I got it. Nice. Oh, it's only been 20 minutes? Weird. Alright. Wasn't expecting to finish the story that fast. Anyways, yeah, that was basically the entirety of my campaign. I didn't get to do anything I wanted. And when I tried, other players would step in and say, oh no, you can't do that. It ended up not being very fun. Purely because of that. I hope that I get better next time, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. You know, I might not actually have to paint the eyes, because if you look carefully, it does look pretty nice and pretty much matches the description of the monster manual. I'm thinking for the underbelly part here that I could do, where is it? This one, or black. I just saw it. I was thinking, is it? No. Thinking I could do a white, lawful white for the underbelly. Like the underbelly and the wing membranes. While the wing bone parts, I think it is, I don't know what it is, but like how the wings have these 3 little bones going down. I'm doing those as silver as well. I think it will be a good contrast as to how the dragon looks. The white on silver would look really nice. How much time am I at? 26 minutes. Okay. Theoretically, this should be almost done. All I'm gonna do, well, for the dry brushing stage, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dry brush the everything that's large and silver, like the outsides of the wings, body. I'm gonna dry brush that in silver. Then I'm gonna dry brush the inners of the wings in white. I think that'll look nice. The silver, there it is. There. Actually, probably need a bit more. There. Perfect. Why did I mix up water? Why did I start checking up water? I mean, losing it. Remember to always water down your paints. The more watered down, the better. Because that helps add detail. But like I said before, you don't want it too watery. You want it just watery enough. But if it is too watery, don't panic, because you can always add more coats. I think this might be a bit too watery. Oh well, it's fine. Like I said, you can always add more. You can always add more coats, but you can't take coats off. That's what I was taught, like, by a buddy of mine at my local gaming store. He taught me how to do painting, and he gave me tips. Like, I used to go there all the time and paint. Now I just stay home and paint because I've got way too many paints, and I really don't feel like carrying all of them because I don't have a car. If I had a car, I would totally go back there and paint. But I don't, so I can't. blocks away from the store. Just really don't want to carry everything over there. Especially now that it's almost winter in Minnesota. So that's gonna be fun. Ah! Oh no! Okay, so that's the outside of the wings. The first coat of it, anyways. Okay. That. Let the paint dry. And it should dry pretty fast because it's an acrylic-based paint. So, yeah. I suppose what I could do is I could start working on the ground. So, what is this? Brown, no. Here. If I do gray and a light brown. I think that'll go nicely. Alright, let's see here. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really nice, actually. You know, I probably should have done like a black base coat before doing this to make it a bit darker, but oh well. This is the thing I like about painting, is if you paint something on and it doesn't look as you wanted, you can always change that in another coat. So like what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a darker brown to this mixture I made and see if that helps it any. If it doesn't look good when it dries. Because when it dries, you'll notice it looks different. Okay, so almost got the first coat done. Don't be scared about getting paint on your fingers. Since it's acrylic, you can just wash it off with hot water and soap. And if you ever decide to start fresh with your mini, like Buddy said, the same way you taught me, is you can dunk it in some alcohol, leave it there for a few minutes, take it out, rinse it off, and you're ready to go. See how that looks kind of like a really, really light brownish. Let's see here. That shade. That will probably change once it dries. Because once it dries and seeps into all the cracks and everything, kind of like this, how it shines and such. Ooh, I actually like that silver on there. Nice. See, that's another thing I like about painting. Once you're done painting and it dries, you can determine if you like how it looks and if you want to keep it like that. A mixing brush. Set that all up. Detail brush. And another thing, you don't have to spend like $40 on brushes. I got a paint kit, maybe 30 bucks. Came with a bunch of paints and a brush. And I'm still using them, to be exact. This is the exact brush that came with that paint kit. And my dry brush and my big brush that I used to do the base coat for Cthulhu in the last episode, those are only like $3 or $4. So it doesn't really cost much to paint. The most expensive thing, more than likely the minis, because this young silver dragon here cost me about $8, while Cthulhu cost me closer to $12. So that price point can be scary to some people, and that makes it difficult to get into the hobby. But once you do get into it, you'll find it really fun. Like, for example, I'm planning to paint my Hero Forge minis that I got from HeroForge.com. Please sponsor. But it was about 35 or 40, 35-ish for my premium plastic one, which I will show you after I'm done this coat on the wings, and then a steel one for like $40. Great printing quality, but I don't know how to paint a steel mini, so hopefully I'm just gonna call him my mentor. Hopefully my mentor is at the game store this coming Tuesday. I'll ask him how to start, where I should start painting with it, like what paints I should get, or even if the Leho will work with it, because I don't want to start painting it and then end up like corroding it and losing detail or something like that. So that's the only thing that really scares me, is because I don't know what I'm doing with it. Normally, I would be listening to music, but I don't know what to say, anything else, so what I'm going to do... Ouch! Ow! I'm going to set that there. And this is their premium plastic mini that I was talking about. Excellent print quality. I believe I unboxed him on the channel. So I'm gonna paint him on camera, and this is the steel mini. And have it with my name. Just barely see. Sorry, I've got really shaky hands, so it's hard for me to hold things steady. So like when I'm painting, you'll see I'm doing this a lot. And what that does is I'm putting pressure on my elbows so that I'm holding something. I'm holding something like this, but I've got my wrist, or the fatty parts of my hand, I've got those touching, so that I can just take my brush and paint, because that helps keep my hand steady, because I've got, like, they've got nowhere to shake, while on the other hand, just see it shaking. Then, yeah. So that's what I mean by I don't have the steadiest of hands. And I've got 15 minutes for this painting hour. Okay. That's still not dry. Time to move on to dry brushing. So, same strategy as before. Get your dry brush. Sure it's super dry. Hence, dry brush. Get it in the paint. Get off, I'd say about 85% of the paint. Then just go over everything you want to be dry brushed like that. So everything you want dry brush that color, go over it. So, for silver, get a bunch on there, dab it off. And what I like to do is I like to follow where the scales are going. So like this one, its scales go up and around. So just follow the details, like so. And you'll more than likely have to do this a few times, but eventually everything will come together. That, see? Perfect. And I really like the white undertone for it. Alright. Perfect. Do like how this stone turned out, so I think I'm going to keep it. Alrighty. So now get my glue. All in here. Then take my thingy. Yeah, there. There a few seconds. There we go. Now we gotta wait for the glue to set. And that'll be it. Completely finished. Alrighty, so let's see here. I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. I'll give you two options for paintings. Well, in the next painting hour, anyways. One is this Cthulhu statue here. Or where did it go? Hero Forge Premium Plastic. Alright, so leave a comment on what you want painted next, and count the comments if there are any. If there's none, then I'll just flip a coin or something, I don't know. Either way, thanks for watching Painting Hour. Have a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe. Remember, leave a comment saying what mini you want painted. Alright, see you guys later.